Alright, y'all. We is back. We is about to. Would this be the last video? This would be the last video. This would be the last video. I promise. The last video for the day. Okay, so far, the sister up here giving him the first, and he like, hey, it ain't you. It's your illness. You think you like me, but you don't. And she like, drop that down in the comments. What you think that expression mean? Drop it in the comments. What was your intention for asking this question? I thought the order in which she mentioned her family members might be a clue regarding her conscious resistance. You haven't even gone through all the basic psychological testing methods. Don't you think your interpretation is a bit too arbitrary? Well, I didn't have much choice since she's already a contaminated patient. But I thought the basic approach had already been established by her previous counseling. I figured that I need to approach this case from a broader context. So even if family therapy would be difficult, I need to attain similarity effective data. Graduate student counseling is performed with counseling guidance from an advisor. What is required is a verbatim which contains the records of the counseling sessions. He's very flexible, not dry at all. He's gotten to the core problem very sharply and quickly, but it's too quick. Do you look at the patient's eyes? If you mean appropriate eye contact, no. I'm not talking about the kind of textbook thing. A patient's mind is like an egg. Don't forget there's a difference between an egg breaking and hatching. It's important that the inside and the outside make an effort simultaneously. If the counselor gets overambitious, the egg will break. So the most important thing is for the patient to want to solve the problem themselves. Isn't that the case with you too? Think back on your own past. He's brilliant as a clinician, but there's one thing that is more important to be a counselor, and that is not books, but rather talking to people. Yeah, I hope he got it. I really hope that this counseling will help Nan Boy too. I don't think so. I got bad feelings about this counseling session. When is scene going to be finished? I want to go with her today. Nan boing, nan boing, nan boing, nan boing, 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 boing. ... Nan boing. The subject of this direction is Mr. Beak. I knew it. Did you hear? There's going to be a new team for Professor Chun's government-funded research. Why don't you join with me? Who's on the team? For now, just you and me. It doesn't sound like a very interesting subject. Are you listening? I'll think about it. It would be a crime to let genius like you go. Exclamation mark, question mark. Isn't that the case with you too? Think back on your own past. If I had family, they would be the best source of information about me. Question mark. The conditions may not be right for family counseling, but I would be able to obtain the information I need. Put my name on the application too. Oh, I honestly didn't expect you to join. By the way, do you have some time to spare today? Why don't we go get a drink? I know you're like, Squeeze, what's the problem? She's too busy flirting with him to understand that she's like, huh? I'll just call my sister. See, the problem is the sister got a sister complex problem. She don't want nobody near her sister. She don't like people being around her sister. And if she feel like the people who's giving attention, you got to give her some attention. And the fact that the counselor is not giving her attention, but he giving her sister some attention, is about to blow this bitch into a whole new dimension. Da boom. Huh? Because it's me. I'm going to be late today. Would you mind having dinner without me? Why? Something came up. I'm going to get a drink. Hello? Seal? Hello? I guess her phone battery ran out. Where should we go, Mr. Bach? I'm not having drink. I'm not sure. Drinking is your area of expertise. Come on. You're making me sound like a drunk. So instead of communicating, she threw the phone. She just had a tantrum tantrum because she seen her sister with the man that she, low key trying to mess with. She got a sister complex. Yes, she got a sister complex. She low-key wants to bone her sister. Smash, crash, slam. Smash. Flop, flop, huff, huff, flop, flop, huff, huff, squirm, squirm. Okay, she picked him up. They showed us the sink. They showed us the fish on the floor squirming, still squirming. She sink. Then she picked the fish up. Then now she crying. I'm sorry. I can't take this anymore. I just want to make it stop. Is she finna commit suicide? Damn. So as soon as Professor Chung handed in the proposal for that project, Professor CEO's face was like, he. So anyway, when did your sister's symptoms start to appear? See, he didn't even think about it, but the man had told her, but how was he supposed to know? But the professor told him, but how was he supposed to know? He had got to the root of the problem, but how was he supposed to know that the sister was going to be there to trigger her? Oh my God. I should have known this was about counseling. As you know, personality disorders can't be diagnosed too quickly when a person is still a teenager, of course. Personality disorders are a matter of continuous problems in the pattern of someone's personality structure. And since adolescence is a time of identity confusion, the symptoms got worse when she got to university. I should have known earlier, judging from my parents. Sion, you're from the same family, how? Didn't I tell you when I was little, the big craze was to send children abroad to study. So I spent a few years living abroad. I'm not sure whether it was a good thing or not, but it was my uncle's family in the States who basically raised me. With borderline disorder, there are many cases where someone in the family experiences similar mood disorders such as depression. One of the parents may experience similar symptoms of depression, so in Sua's case, it was probably her mother. People are all know that the mother who scolds you as a child and the mother who loves you are the same person. But if a parent's sexually violent behavior or a shocking incident causes the child to feel emotional turmoil, the child may end up judging themselves and others extremely. They fail to see the both the positive and negative sides of a person and end up seeing everything as black and white. But with you, I feel like it would be different. Shut up! What do you know about me? In the case of borderline personality disorder, this black and white perspective also applied when the patient looked at themselves. So in many cases, they have a split sense of self and a weakened sense of dignity, leading to problems in maintaining relationships. If Sewell is the black sheep, the Son is the white knight. On the surface, the white knight looks like a perfect daughter, but it's also the twisted victim of a family problem. Maybe Sion is also ring. Hello, Mr. Beak. So, isn't our counseling finished for today, Mr. Beak? I need you, cause I just tried to kill myself. I know y'all like, Squeeze, why are you saying that all sexy? Why is she saying it sexy? Why is she calling him and be like, Mr. Beak, I need you? Why? I didn't do it. They did it. The writer did it. You broke our promise. Counseling only takes place at scheduled times. I'll see you in our next section. Thank you for everything. It's just too hard for me. Go! Go ambulance! Go ambulance! I just want to end it here. The patient repeatedly injured herself in the early stages of counseling. Sion, you said you're living with Saul, right? Don't tell me. Where do you live? In an apartment building in the West Gate. A patient's mind is like an egg. Don't forget there's a difference between an egg breaking and hatching. And you broke that egg. You broke that egg, Beak. You broke it. He shows off running. It shows the sister crying. It shows his back. It's important that the inside and the outside make an effort simultaneously. If the counselor gets over ambitious, the egg will break. So, slam. So, she got drunk. Oh, Mr. Beak. You been acting so cool to me. And yet you came running. He. Oh, hell no. You can't. Nope, I can't be your counselor. I can't be your counselor. I can't be your counselor no more. I gotta quit. Thank you, Mr. Beak. First of all, suffering of Class B personality disorders who cannot control their impulsive emotions will often use impulsive self-harm and suicide attempts as a means of controlling another person. I fell for it. Yep. You gotta let her shit. You gonna let her bet into killing herself? I can't believe it. I never heard about a past. Although I'm sure you're aware, unlike depression, suicide attempts related to borderline disorders are due to fear of being abandoned. And the real message in this case is something along the lines of come to me or find me. But since Professor Beak was the beginner himself at the time, so even Professor Beak had to learn at some point. Well, in my first case, I got some help too. At least in cases of patients like this, since they inflict self-harm in order to control people, which means they have a tendency to do it in order to be found, rather than secretly. So many people do it around the time when people or friends they live with come home. They let people know before or after they're done it. This is such a difficult case. It's certainly one of the hardest types of counseling. At the time, since Professor Beek and Professor Song were inexperienced, she was also extremely angry about the whole thing. So is that when their friendship disarrayed? No. Until that point, she said she was getting better. But why? Sion, you know very well, self-harm caused by borderline... Shut up! She may be a patient to you, but she's my sister. Well, I guess you wouldn't understand, since you're always alone. I was wrong, and despite of knowing the symptoms, but if we're looking for patients every time this kind of thing happens, it only confiscates and reinforces their self-harming behavior, and that makes things even more difficult. It's a tough case. There are many accidental suicides, which begin as fake suicide attempts and lead to actual death. For now, if this kind of thing happens again, you need to emphasize that counseling is automatically finished. Yes, sir. You know, I once had my first counseling patient, too. This is how counselors grow. People are like travelers, leaving for sunnier places while facing their inner shadows. We hope that we may become someone else's son at the end of this journey. From The Mind of a Counselor by Stanley Skin, Sang-Won Chun, Professor. Does this mean the soul thinks of me as her son? Could I really do that kind of thing? I'm sorry. I was wrong. After the way the counseling ended before, I told myself I wouldn't do that again. Whether real or not, once a patient attempts self-harm or suicide, the counseling is automatically finished. In that case, I am not at all responsible for whatever happens. Right. But if someone tells me in advance that they have those kind of urges, then I do my best to help them as a counselor. She like, oh, so you're not quitting being my counselor right now. This is my warning. Okay, this is my warning. At the time, how do you feel being such a chaotic home? Still confused? I really hated the smiles of other doctors before you. I despised the look on their faces, acting like they knew everything about me. There was no way for them to really understand. You were the first person who really seemed to understand me. And unlike the other counselors, you kept speaking to me so coldly. I don't have any memories of my childhood. So even if I want to talk about myself, there simply isn't much to say. Do you know the story of a person named Gage? Shake. In Vermont, 1848, he was a young man when he was in the accident where an iron rod pierced his head. The rod penetrated his frontal lobe, but he miraculously survived. His personality completely changed after the incident, and he became vicious. Since then, it became hard for him to lead a regular life in society. Psychologists studied him for the rest of his life. Like this man, my first memories are being a test subject in a large-scale psychological research center. I remember being a patient of some kind of experiment. For some reason, most of my emotions disappeared. It's her facial expression. I'm at Professor Chun now, and he led me to study psychology. You should say he's kind of like a father to me. This is the first time I ever talked about this. I want to draw you. What? I would like to try drawing you, Professor. Could you please be my model? No. I'm sorry, baby girl. I gotta let you go. I gotta say no. No to the no to the no. I gotta say no to the no. Y'all like squeeze. It's not that deep. Yes, the fuck it is. No to the motherfucking no. Okay, let me just go. Let's zoom through these last couple of months. Was I too harsh? I was supposed to be a psychology student too. Exclamation mark, question mark. Jump. You came. No, you came. I'm leaving. Listen, I'm sorry for getting mad about the whole thing with Saul. I know it wasn't your fault. All that. It was perfectly understandable reaction from a patient's guardian. Very textbook. So he remembers. But where are you going? To model. Huh? This is my painting studio. This place where a patient spends most of her time. It looks like a regular arteria. By using snooping to read the psychological traces left in this space, there are three things I can see. An assertion of who I am, devices for controlling emotions, traces of repeated behavior. It looks like she turned all of these things into her artwork. Then what she draws will be very important. What's over there? That's the closet where I keep old paintings. Don't open it. I'm too embarrassed. All right now. What pose should I use? Whatever you feel comfortable doing. Skit, 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 skit. It's quiet. So, what does it feel like having no emotions? Is the question itself contradictory? I'm not completely devoid of emotions. Of course, even I have some emotions. For example, anger and irritation and excitement when I read an interesting dissertation. Isn't that more like curiosity than emotion? Maybe. Elijah, open that fucking play with that door one more time. It's kind of like the frustration or discomfort of someone who can smell or taste anything. That's the complete opposite of me. I have a hard time controlling my emotions. Well, what does that feel like? ... Like I'm being carried along in raptures. But it's not always like raptures. I learned that emotions have a natural flow, just like the flow of water. Painting something starts with taking control over that flow. And when I don't have any strong emotions, I feel so relaxed and happy to let myself be carried along in that flow. You probably don't really understand, do you? No matter how I explain it, I see. Whew, wish. Mr. Beak, 1 second. Exclamation mark, question mark. She fixing his face. A person's face is like a record, with traces of their emotion written on it. When you do a lot of painting, you get to be able to guess the most commonly portrayed expressions or emotions on your model. But in your case, I don't see anything. You said it's like not being able to taste the smell, right? You're wrong. It's like you're trapped in a dark abyss while everything is blocked. Really? Me? If that's so, then why you draw me smiling in all these? Because you don't ever smile. Okay? Session 8, date 2002, 6, 3rd, place, patient's art studio. Counseling usually takes place in the patient's studio since the 4th section. The patient has an easier time talking about herself when absorbed in hard work. I suspect it may be because her subconscious defense mechanisms are deactivated. She has shown noticeable emotional stability during the 4 counseling sessions. Hey, Nambong. Exclamation mark, question mark. Soul has gotten noticeably better. I love you too. That's not what I was saying. She's been so emotionally stable lately. This is not a good sign. Really, what did you do? The words of patient man is like an egg that needs to be hatched. Applied just easily to counselors. True, because shorty, you getting too happy. No, you cannot wash your hands again. This is because there are uncharted parts within a counselor's mind too. This means that counseling can be done even in situations where it's a kind of mutual therapy. From the Madam of Counselor by Stanley Skin and Sawang Chun. I'm learning a lot of things I didn't know about what exactly counseling is. Okay, there's a window high up, pointing at the door. The room is empty. It's just him in the chair and her drawing him. And the sister is looking sad because it's a sister thing going on. Okay, Son, your hair. Whoa. Why does it look weird? So what I tell you? It's a sister complex. It's a sister thing going on. Because when the one sister, he get one sister under control, he got the other sister doing stupid shit. So you finally get the one with the personality disorder to stop doing crazy shit, and here she go cut her hair. Why? Wow, for a woman to cut her hair. Doesn't it mean there's been some major change in her life or something? What kind of change could there be in the life of a sad grad student? I just felt like it. Ha ha ha. Professor Chun. Click. I heard that you decided on the corporate research project you mentioned. Have you already heard? Jump. Since our client for this project is a massive corporation, the support funding for us is guaranteed, but security is very important. You got a security manual at the celebration party in a little bit. Wow, that's even a security manual? I've never worked on such a big project before. Don't worry, we got 2 geniuses working with us. No, Professor, you're just being nice. No, Sion, I think your research plan got us the funding. I got a patient to meet. Make sure you come to the party tonight. It's going to be at the corporate laboratory. Hold on, y'all. Can't you just go without me? Of course not. She's blushing. Didn't he even notice I got my haircut though? It looks like Soul Song's counseling is almost done now. Her emotions have stabilized, and she's gotten better in a lot of ways. But her previous counselors all failed to prevent the problem from reoccurring. The fundamental case is what's important. You got a text. We have counseling session tonight, right? I'm going to be a bit late, so let yourself into the tiller first. I'm going to a party with my sister after our session, so let's go together. No, go together. Well, this shouldn't be a problem. Yes, it should. She's a fucking egg, and you're not doing it right. You're going to break it. They're both being for your attention. I guess she hasn't arrived yet. Don't go to the closet door. Don't you go to that damn door. Has she finished my painting? Where is it? I'm curious. Don't go to the door. Creak. He went to the door. She put him in the door. Where to go? She put him in the motherfucking room. Why do you keep painting me as a little boy? Because you look like one of me. Was I making this face? I look so stuck up. Okay, now he about to start looking at other pictures. Question mark, exclamation mark. Okay, tap. This. Is this all? What are these pictures? What are these pictures? Professor, I'm here. Sorry I'm late. Professor Beak? Did he go to the banquet hall without me? Hi there, Professor. The banquet hall is this way. I'm sorry for the inclusive, but our policies dictate that you leave your phones here for a bit. Anyone who needs to make an urgent call should leave us a note and... Okay, so we seeing the speaker up there. It's showing Professor Chun. It's showing Sulel, not Swan. Can I talk to you for a minute? Sure. About the time when your sister's symptoms suddenly worsened. What did you say that was? Well, 5 years ago. 3 years ago, then not long ago. It happened a few times, but why are you suddenly asking about that? And at those times, what were you doing? Let me think. 5 years ago, I was studying abroad. 3 years ago, I was also abroad for quite a while. At that time, too. I knew it. Come to think of it, she stirs up trouble every time I'm not in Korea. Haha, I guess she really missed me. Wait, are you saying if you look at the patient studio as a psychological space, that's a closet where I keep old paintings, but I don't open it though. It's embarrassing. The closet may represent a place where she stores traces of past obsessions, which she unconsciously holds onto. My sister, has always been perfect since we were kids. Thus, you would have seemed perfect to her. And at the same time, you needed to be perfect. The patient's son isn't me, but it's her sister, the only person who accepts her the way she is. You're her son, Sunyan. But obsession is a sick mind. Remain obsession without becoming attachment. That only makes each person's shadow bigger. Where's the banquet hall? Oh, snap. So sister's gonna have a mental breakdown because her son is also... It's weird. I know. Get that ice cream truck. Get on my damn nerves. But you already know it's there, so get that ice cream truck. You know it's there. I know it's too. So fuck around and get your ice cream now. Get your ice cream here. Ooh. Fuck around. You know it's there. I know it's there. Go fuck around and get your ice cream too. You're like, what? Okay, anyway. Before I told you that my sister feels inferior to me. She always has. As the eldest, I've always had to try to live up to my parents' expectations. Unlike me, Saul has always been free. And she always has talents that I don't. Where's the banquet hall? I'll sneak in and surprise Sion. Exclamation mark. Question mark. There she is. Doctors with her too. Besides, whenever I wanted something, my sister was always the one who would take it away from me. I always looked after my sister who has a mental illness. But honestly, deep down, I think I might have hated her. Maybe the reason I looked after my sick sister, the one who's free, talented, and loved unlike me, is because I found it somehow soothing to make her look like a freak. Shit, she just broke her cycle. She just destroyed her sister. Okay, she looking sad. She looking hurt. She just turned and walked away. Wait, so all I needed was someone to see her as she is. That's why you, her older sister, was like the son to her. I may be lacking emotions, but even I can understand. I have someone like that too. Professor Stanley Skin said, attachment being by acknowledging another person. But the basis of affection, not attachment, is merely possessiveness. Saul probably didn't want her sister sharing her feelings with someone else. So that may explain why she stole your boyfriends. Suicide attempts from borderline disorder patients are said to be intended for controlling people who are important to them. But I think it's directed to you, not me. That's stupid. Question mark, exclamation mark. How could you say that? Of course my sister is more important. That's just obvious. Every day I live because I had to. So to me, so I was my only source of comfort. No. Maybe I wasn't Soul's son. Maybe she was mine. She about to kill herself. Sniffle, who? I guess now I should get some counseling as well. That's a good idea. Since this is the shadow of both of you, it would be good for you too. She about to kill herself. She about to kill herself. Okay, so it's showing the room, the window with the door, and everything else is gone. It's just showing her picture up there. This room. Are you awake? I was wondering where you suddenly vanished to. You can sleep anywhere, can't you? Beep, beep, beep. The person you are trying to reach, Sion. Press. I'm sorry. I really didn't know any of that. Beep, 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 beep. Be Sion. Please don't leave me. Your haircut looks a bit off. It makes you look more violent. Shut up. Please hurry up and come find me. Oh. She wanted her sister to come save her, and she couldn't, and now she did it. Oh. So I guess there really are geniuses. It depends on how you define a genius. Yarn. Genius is such an inaccurate term. She died. Listen, Mr. B, there you are. How's preparation for the follow-up experiment coming along? Was this a bad time? Anyway, just stop and sew my rolls. We have a team dinner, so come join us. Did I do something wrong? Hey, no, Mark, thank you. You are a strange guy. Sion, I'm scared. The person you are trying to reach, but you're definitely a great counselor. Oh my fucking God. And the writer is just gonna just show us her dying. Her phone just buzzing. Sister calling her. She done took the drugs and now she about to die. Lord, she died. She died. Y'all like squeeze. We get it. She dead. Beep, 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 tap. 34 missed calls, voicemails, 11 messages, beep, missed song. It's Professor Chun. Don't worry about the project or classes, just get lots of rest. There's no hurry for you to get back here. Call me when you hear this message. Beep. Sion, it's sing sang. Are you alright? Beep. Sion, it's sing sang. Are you eating well? I'll bring you some good food. Are you at home? Beep. Sion, please pick up the phone. We pray that the deceased may rest in peace. Have some food before you go. Miss Song? Question mark, exclamation mark. Professor Chang? Sensing? Have you slept at all? You came. Have you eaten? Sing Sang. Sing Sang. Thank you for your help, Miss Song. I'm not sure what to say. It's all right. I'm okay now. Sion, hey, Sing Sang. Why are you crying? I'm fine, dude. No, Miss Song. Just rest a while, and don't worry about school. It's okay, Professor Chan. We're already started the project. I'm really fine. Don't worry. That's question mark, exclamation mark. But why do you if you're fine, why do you blame him, though? You came. Sion. Sorry, I'm late. Then she just breaks down and starts crying. She just broke down and started crying. Sniffle, Now, Mom. Thank you. You did your best. Sorry. Beep. Next message. Sion, it's me. I wanted to give you the counseling materials for a patient, but it looks like you're still on leave. Call me when you come to school. Sion, why are you here already? Even Professor Sun says you should rest longer. Come on, I gotta get to work. How can I just stay at home alone when we got a project to work on? Because I already had the project almost perfectly on his own. Are you saying I'm not needed? How's Nambong? Is he alright? You know how hard it is to tell what he's thinking. Still, he's been talking even less than usual lately. Since it was his first case, he must be really heartbroken too. Although not as much as me, of course. I should cheer up since he's hanging in there too. Sion? Okay. She reminiscing. Now, boy, honestly, I can't stand this. Everything feels like a lie. Right now, I need someone to share this pain with me. I need you. But he can't be there. I should say hi to him first. It looks like there aren't any problems with the project. I still haven't heard from Miss Song, but don't worry too much. How? I know I told you to try counseling and to meet real living people. Now I'm not sure what to say to you. Click, click, click. Still, it's a very hard case to begin with. Click, click. And every counselor has to start somewhere. Click. So don't be too hard on yourself, Professor. Question mark, exclamation mark, click. You gave me this cube, didn't you? Oh, you mean the monster cube? That's right, I remember. There was a cube mission experiment when you were being tested at the PE Foundation. You weren't interested in any of the experiments, but only that one grabbed your attention. There are several formulas for solving a cube. But aside from those formulas, there are countless other ways to solve one. If you include the creation of new methods and improvising existing ones, it's practically infinite. What are you doing? What, you want me to say something to you? No, go back to the room. Even after you told me to study psychology to help me with my own problems. Honestly, human minds seem like a formula with way too much variabilities to me. Hold on. My everyday life was made of overwhelming boredom, like a maddening empty space, an unsolvable equation. Psychology didn't really help me much either. Each time I felt that way, this cube helped me forget about my relentless boredom. It was such a fun toy. But this morning, I finally realized, while I was treating my first patient, this cube never crossed my mind. You are right. Counseling is a very interesting work. I felt like counseling would help me forget this boredom of mine better than any puzzle could. I couldn't solve the problem because of a few variables. But my first patient was a fairly interesting puzzle. I obtained plenty of data, so it wasn't a meaningless experience. I think I better continue with counseling in the future. Now I need to go sort out the patient's files. You, exclamation mark, question mark. She finna be mad. She finna have a whole fucking other deal. How the fuck did you come to that? How did you, but you killed your sister, low key, because she was calling you to, you killed Saul. How? How did you come to that? After that, I sent Professor Barrick to my friend, the master of humanistic psychology, studying skin. He may have gotten a lot better, but Professor Barrick is still lacking in that sense. He may be a brilliant scholar, but I don't think he's ready to have students yet. I know that you respect Professor Beak, but that's plenty of other great professors who could guide you through graduate school. But Professor Chan, people change. That's what you taught us. But even Professor Frost. You're here. I heard you're now a graduate school scholarship student. Ooh. Knowing you, you're as hardworking as you are slow, so you'll do fine. Have you chosen an academic advisor? Professor Song or Professor Chan's labs will both help you out a lot. She just imagined him looking sexy in all the best ways. Sexy in all the best ways. In all the best ways. Sexy, sexy. Ooh. I want to enter graduate school as your student. I want to be a great psychologist, just like you, Professor. Screech, screech. Assistant Young, you should not end up like me. I want you to study abroad. So we just gonna end it with him saying no? Okay. We're gonna end it with him saying no. We're not, So we just gonna sit here for like 20 minutes because I refuse to end it with him saying no to her. Okay, but anyway, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a hate, leave us something. Leave us